So we are still discussing the Satipatthana instructions. So in this instruction, Buddha mentioned Ātāpi sampajano satima. So it means when the yogi is noting the object. So every moment when he the noting mind must have these three qualities. Ātāpi, quality of ardent energetic effort. Then sampajano, clear comprehension. And satima, quality of mindfulness. Mm. So of these three qualities, so earlier in the retreat we have already discussed about mindfulness. So and then in the last talk on Saturday night, we discussed about the Ātāpi, quality of ardent energetic effort. So today we will discuss about sampajano or sampajanya, quality of clear comprehension. So sampajanya, usually translated as clear comprehension. Okay? So it means clear discernment or clarity of discernment. Okay? So not just discerning, but discerning clearly. Okay? In the commentary, explained as correct or thorough discernment, correct or thorough, clear discernment. So, sampajanya. So, you can divide it. Some prefix some, and then pajanya. So, pajanya. So, from the root nia. Nia means knowing. And then you add the prefix a. So, pajanya. So, what it means is uh, not just ordinary knowing, but knowing or discerning clearly. So that's the meaning of pajanya. Mm. And then you add the prefix some. So this prefix some, so the commentary explain it in three ways. So in the commentary it says samma, samantato, samanja, pajananto, sampajano. So three, the meaning of some explained in three ways. So first is pajananto. So that means pajanya. So clearly discerning. So then samma pajananto. Samma means correctly. And then samantato pajananto. Samantato means completely, thoroughly. And then sammam pajananta. Sammam means evenly or in a balanced manner. Okay? So the prefix sam, sampajanya, sam can mean three things. Okay? Or explain in three ways. As knowing, knowing thoroughly, knowing correctly, knowing thoroughly, knowing evenly. Okay, so the first one, samma, samma pajananto, sampajano. Okay, so uh, discerning clearly in a correct way. Okay, samma, correct. So now correct here, samma means aviparita means undistorted, knowing clearly in an undistorted manner. Okay, so This means discerning the object correctly and exactly as it is. Mm. So in Vipassana meditation, the object is nama rupa, right? Mental physical nature. Okay? And this mental physical nature, so their true nature is what? Is impermanent, suffering, non-self. Okay? So if you discern uh, the object correctly and exactly it is, then you should discern it uh, as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. Okay? But if you discern it and then you think that it is permanent, or is pleasurable, or is a self, then you're discerning it in a distorted manner because that is not its true nature. Its true nature is impermanent, suffering, non-self. Okay? So, so you see in an undistorted manner, you see it exactly as it is, as impermanent, suffering, non-self. Okay? So, if you see it as permanent, as pleasurable, as a self, then it's distorted. You're not seeing it correctly or exactly as it is. Because that is not its true nature. Mm. Mm. So discerning it correctly or exactly as it is also means discerning the object without any addition of concepts or ideas about the object that usually comes with thinking or analyzing the object. Okay? So instead, you know it exactly as it is. Okay? That means what is there is there. When you know uh, the object, and whatever nature is there is there. You just know it exactly as it is, and nothing else. You don't add anything to it. Okay? No additional thoughts or ideas about it. Okay? Uh, Neither do you subtract anything, take away anything from the experience. You take it exactly as it is. Okay? That's called mm, discerning in an undistorted manner, exactly as it is. So, in order to discern the object correctly and exactly as it is, so whenever we note, the mind must be completely open to each object or each experience that is being noted. So there must be uh, no, totally no prejudice in the mind, no likes or dislikes with regards to the object. Okay? So that means the mind must be pure, pure, free from any defilements. Because when defilements are present in a noting mind, so then the defilements will cause the mind to evaluate, to judge the object. So this is wonderful, that is terrible. uh, I like this, I don't like that. So when you have such thoughts in the mind due to the defilements, then the mind is seeing the object through the filter of the defilements, and you cannot discern the object truly as it is. Okay? Mm. Mm. So the mind needs to be pure, free from the defilements. Each time when we know, then only you can discern it clearly as it is. Which is why every moment when you know, uh, there must be mindfulness present. Okay? This mindfulness that keeps the mind pure. Remember the manifestation of mindfulness. It protects the mind from the defilements. Right? So mindfulness is present. right? It keeps the defilements away. Yeah? The mind is pure. Okay? So when the mind is pure and you experience the object with this pure mind, then you can discern the nature of the object as it is, without being influenced by any mental defilements. So in order to discern correctly and exactly as it is, also the noting mind uh, must be sharp and precise. Every time when you note, the noting mind must be sharp and precise on the object. Okay? Only if the noting mind is sharp and precise is able to discern clearly each mental nature, each physical nature that constitute the experience. Clearly, you're able to tell apart this mental and physical nature clearly. Okay? So, like when you note rising, if you note precisely, then you can discern each rising as a nature. What nature? Maybe nature of pushing, pushing, pushing. uh, so every time you know, you can discern clearly there's a nature of pushing. Okay? Uh, then what else is there? Mind is very clear. Not only the pushing, there's also the knowing of the pushing. Okay? So every time you know, you notice as pushing as a knowing of the pushing. Okay? And your mind is clear, you can discern these are two different nature. Okay? So only when the mind is sharp and precise in the noting, then you can tell about these two different nature clearly. Okay? And when you observe the process of rising, you know, another rising, and you can tell apart each rising, each pushing, then another pushing. Okay? Each pushing is different from the other. It's a new one, another, then another one, then another one, another one. You can discern them separately, clearly, occurring in a process one after another. Okay? So when you note like this, also the process, you can also discern clearly. The process of the consciousness, the knowing mind. Okay, so that's pushing and knowing, another pushing, another knowing, another pushing, another knowing. Okay, so this also you can discern clearly and tell apart one knowing from another knowing. Okay, so only when the noting sharp and precise and continuous will you'll be able to discern this clearly. Okay, so discern the experience as it is, as not a compact whole experience. Because if you don't listen carefully, precisely, clearly, then all these different mental, physical nature will get mixed up together, right? You cannot discern it, tell them one from the other. Okay, they are all mixed up together. Okay? And then you think that it's just one single abdomen continuously rising. And then I am knowing the rising. Okay? So, mm, so, so, but if your noting is sharp and clear, you can discern it's not just one compact whole experience, but different uh, mental, physical nature occurring in a process one after another. So mental, physical nature coming and going, rising and disappearing, moment to moment. Okay? Mm. Now, to note precisely also means to note the object uh, precisely in the present moment. Okay? Mm. Now, and to note precisely in the present moment means to note the object, the very moment when it arises. Okay? So the very moment it arises. Okay? The noting must be there precisely on the object in that moment. Okay? Mm. So, why is this important? Because as we have explained before, okay? So in that very moment when the object arises, because it's so fast, uh, there's not yet enough time for the mind to form any idea or any concept about the object that is newly arisen in that moment. Okay? Mm. So, so if you bring the mind exactly to the point when it just arises, okay, then all that you discern is just the mental physical nature. Okay? Mm. Mm. So, and you observe this mental physical nature clearly, even the nature of impermanent suffering and non-self may appear clearly in the present moment, in the very moment when they arise. Okay? So, outside of the present moment, so if your mind is slow in noting, so you're fast in noting, you note immediately. The mind haven't formed any idea, any concept yet. Okay? But you're slow in noting, then the mind has enough time form idea and concepts about the object. Uh, mm, mm. So outside of the present moment is concepts mostly. Okay? So you have to strive, make effort to note the object uh, right in the present moment, in the very moment when it arises. Mhm. Okay, so you need to note it precisely in the present moment. Okay. Mm. But as we have discussed before, the present moment uh, or the present object is a moving target, right? So what is present this moment, very next moment is already in the past. Okay? So another new object has arisen, has become present. Okay? So, and then the very next moment, that object also becomes the past. Okay? And then another object, another new object becomes the present. Okay? So, in order to note continuously in the present moment, so you need to keep up with each present moment. Right? So the noting needs to move very fast from one moment to another, to another, to another. Okay? Because it's a moving target. That's why Vipassana, the noting mind has to be very agile, very swift, and switch one to another, moment to moment to moment, very quickly. Okay. Mm. So, so it's like noting the present object is like you are standing in the middle of a stream of water. Okay. So, so there's water flowing towards you. There's water flowing away from you. uh, And then there's also water that is this very moment touching on your body, right? Mm. So the water coming towards you is like the future object. uh, The water flowing away from you is like the past object. Okay. Mm. Yeah. So you don't pay attention to the water coming towards you. No matter how near it has come, you don't pay attention to it. Okay. Because that is the future, not yet a reason. Okay? So you also ignore or don't pay attention to the water that's flowing away from you, right? Even if it is just only flow away. uh, you don't pay attention to that. Okay? Or you keep your attention on the water that is right now touching on your body and just there. Okay, but you see, the moment it touches, it already flow away, right? So you must not hang on to it. The moment it touches you, you know it. Okay, you flow away, forget about it. The next one, okay, and that also flow away. Then the next one, the next one, the next one. Okay, so you have to holding your attention on what is immediate right now. Huh? The water that is continuously touching, yeah, right now. Okay? And the moment it touches, it flow away, you forget about it. Okay? So you keep bringing your attention again and again to the new water, new water, new water. Yeah, that is touching. Okay? Mm, mm. Yeah. So similarly, in your noting, for example, when you're not rising, so you know the process of rising, rising. And so this moment, the rising occur. So nothing is right there, yeah, with the rising in the present, the moment it occur. Okay. Mm. So the next moment, another rising occur. Mm. So the previous one already disappeared. Yeah? So you don't hold on to it, let go. Uh, Switch the mind to the next one. The moment it arises, not that. Okay? And then another one, again switch, not that. Okay? And another one. Okay? Uh, So if you can keep your attention like this, moment to moment, when the mind is clear, uh, you will realize that each rising is a new nature, a new Dhamma. It's a new one. Everything, things are always new. Yeah? In the commentary it says, Nityam Navava Sankhara. The formations, the mental physical nature, they are always new. Every moment is a new one. There's no old Sankhara. Uh, uh, So the moment it arises, it's there, it disappears. Then a new one arises. In the present moment, it's only new. Okay? So it's always new. Uh, So your mind can keep like this again and again, moment to moment. You see each nature arising one another, new one. And you're not like this continuously when the mind becomes so very sharp, very clear. You may even realize uh, each one arising and disappearing clearly. Yeah? The nature arising, nature disappearing, yeah? They appear clearly, sharply and clearly. Then we can discern this continuous process, arising, disappearing again and again. And then eventually you realize the nature of impermanent suffering and non-self. Okay? So all this arise simply by keeping the mind continuously on the present moment, uh, on each nature that is presently arising. Mm, mm. Okay. Then the second one, samantato, bhajananto. Uh, So that means discerning clearly, yeah, in a way that is thorough, okay, or discerning it thoroughly. Okay? So the commentary says sabakara pajananina. That means discerning it in all ways. So what does it mean? Discern in all ways. Okay? Mm. So that means discern every aspect of the object. Okay? Mm. And so when you begin your practice, when you note, for example, rising, falling, uh, at first, because the mind is not yet clear, all is all you can see is just concept. So concept about the rising, falling. It's long or it's short, it's fast or it's slow, or the direction of its movement, up and down, left or right, and so on. Okay, or the form and shape of the abdomen. Okay, mm. So, mm, but uh, this is still not complete. Okay? And this is not thorough enough, not complete enough. So you have to go further. So you continue to note. Okay? As you continue to note, as the mindfulness concentration develops, so and mind becomes clear enough, then you begin to discern mental, physical nature. So as we described just now, when you're not rising, you notice the pressure, or tightness, or tension. uh, you discern the knowing, the pressure, knowing of pressure, another pressure, knowing of pressure, again and again. You begin to discern mental, physical nature clearly. Okay? Mm. So, but still, this is not complete, huh? Not thorough yet. Right? So you continue to not develop further, huh? But it's not enough. So you develop further when the mind becomes clearer, still sharper, and then you begin to discern each mental nature, each physical nature, huh? Rising and disappearing. huh? So each one that you know, every time you know each mental nature, each physical nature, you discern clearly, and they arise and disappear, arise and disappear. So you begin to discern the process, yeah? The conditioned process, arising, disappearing, moment to moment to moment. uh, So continuous process of rising and disappearing. Okay? Mm. So, but still not enough, not thorough enough. So yeah, to continue further. uh, so note further, note more continuously, more sharply, more clearly. Okay? This continuous process of rising and disappearing. Okay? Mm. So when you discern it more clearly, eventually, you begin to discern, realize that every single Dhamma, every single nature that is noted uh, disappear. Okay? There's not a single Dhamma that is noted that does not disappear. Okay? Everything you know just disappear. Moment to moment, that's just disappearing. Okay? Uh, so when you discern this clearly, uh, you begin to, at some point, you begin to realize the nature of impermanence. There's nothing that is permanent, nothing that lasts. Everything disappears. Everything breaks up in the moment. Okay? And everything that arises, it arises only to disappear. Okay? Nothing remains, even for a single moment. Okay? So you realize the nature of impermanence. Okay? Mm. Uh, Not enough yet. Not thorough enough yet. You continue to descend further. So you descend further when the mind becomes very clear. uh, you begin to experience uh, this continuous, never-ending arising and disappearing. You begin to experience it as passive. Okay? Yeah. So it's like being bombarded again and again and again, never ending. It's like somebody punching you again and again and again, non-stop. Yeah? So it appears oppressive. Mm. So then you begin to realize the nature of dukkha, sankhara dukkha, suffering in the nature of formations. So they are never ending, continuously arising, disappearing, breaking up continuously. Yeah. Mm. So, mm. so what is it that is breaking up? It's the very existence itself. Mm. It's like you're dying again and again and again. Okay? So you're experiencing death again and again and again every moment. Okay? So this is dukkha. Mm. Mm. So mm, then is this enough? Not yet. Huh? So you continue to know, then you realize that uh, it's dukkha. It's very oppressive, yeah? Unbearable. So you want it to stop, right? But does it stop? It doesn't stop just because you wish it to stop. It goes on oppressing, oppressing again and again, right? So we cannot be brought under control. Okay? Mm. So the dukkha cannot be turned into sukha. Because the very nature of this process is dukkha. Okay? And so you cannot control it. And this is the nature of anatta. Okay? Mm. And also you notice, as you note continuously, you notice there's no permanent essence in experience. Okay? There's nothing, no permanent essence that survive and change, from one moment of experience to another. Okay? Everything disappears in the moment it arises. Okay? So that's also another nature of anatta. And there's no permanent essence, or a soul, or a self. Everything disappear in a moment. Okay? Mm. So mm, so you keep discerning, like this, discerning deeper and deeper and deeper, as you progress, through one stages of insight after another. Then your knowledge uh, becomes more and more complete, more and more thorough. Okay? So this is called uh, samantato pajananto, discerning thoroughly, discerning in all ways. Right? Mm. Mm. Okay, then there's another one, samam pajananto, discerning clearly in a even way, which means in a balanced way. Okay, but we'll talk about this in the next stop here today.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namaskara.